Welcome to What Dwells Beneath, a true crime and paranormal podcast where the strange and the shadowy collide. And behind the scenes, we have our amazing, talented producer, Neku, and my research assistant, Cryptid, as we unveil the stories that haunt the edges of our reality. These are crimes that chill you to the bone, mysteries that twist your mind. If you're new here, buckle up. This is where we dive headfirst into the weird, the eerie, the stuff that keeps you awake, staring into the dark. And today, we're going to be discussing one of the wildest tales ever whispered, the Roswell Incident. Take a second and imagine this. It's July 1947, and the New Mexico desert stretches out under a sun that's too fierce. The air's thick, shimmering with heat, the kind that tricks your eyes. A rancher named Mac Brazel is trudging across his land, boots crunching on cracked earth, checking his sheep after a restless night. He's used to the silence out here, just the wind and the occasional bleat. But today, something's wrong. He stops cold. There, thrown across the dirt, is wreckage. Twisted metal chunks, glinting like they're alive, catching the light in ways that feel unnatural. He kneels, runs his fingers over it. It's thin, almost like foil, but it won't bend, it won't break. Strange markings is etched across its surface. Jagged, unfamiliar symbols like echoes from a place he can't fathom. He looks up, squinting into the vast emptiness. The desert stares back. It's mute. A few days later, the military rolls in. Trucks growling, dust clouds swallowing the sky, men in uniform moving with a purpose. They take it all, every last shred, and they disappear into the haze. Later, they call it a balloon, something mundane, something tame, but the whispers ignite fast. Locals muttering in low voices, eyes are flickering. Was it really a balloon? Or did something crash out there? Something from far beyond the stars. What went down in Roswell that summer? And why almost 80 years later does it still grip us, pulling at the threads of what we believe we understand? This isn't just a UFO story, it's the UFO story. A puzzle that's been gnawing at us for nearly 8 decades, refusing to let go. Picture it, a quiet desert town, a crash no one can explain, witnesses swearing they saw things that don't fit in our world, and a government tripping over itself to bury it. It got all the hooks we live for here. Secrets, fear, and that creeping feeling that something is just hiding just out of sight. For me, Roswell's personal. Growing up, I'd sit on my porch at night, staring at the stars, wondering if they were staring back. My grandfather used to tell me about this one time he saw lights, 3 of them, darting across the sky too fast, too quiet, and then they were gone. He would always laugh it off, but his eyes said he wasn't so sure. Maybe you've got a story like that. Something you saw, something you felt. Hang on to it. We'll get to you later. Here's the plan. We're heading back to 1947, walking those dusty trails step by step. We'll hear from people who were there, the ones who touched the wreckage, and saw the shadows move. We'll unpack what the government claims and what falls apart the second you nudge it. Then we'll dive into the theories, the what-ifs, the stuff that keeps you up at night. What dwells beneath the official story? What's waiting under the sand? Let's find out together. So, turn down the lights, put your headphones on, and get settled in, dear listeners. This is What Dwells Beneath, but today we focus on what dwells above. Let's set the scene. It's early July 1947, and Mac Brazel's out on his ranch near Corona, about 75 miles northwest of Roswell, New Mexico. He's a tough guy, weathered by the sun and the solitude. Runs sheep, fixes fences, keeps to himself. The night before, a storm tore through, a big, ugly kind that rattles your windows and makes the dogs howl. Thunder so loud it shakes the ground, lightning splitting the sky like a jagged scar. Now it's morning, and he's out checking the damage, making sure his livestock made it through. He's walking, boots kicking up little puffs of dust, when he stops cold. There's something in the dirt, something that doesn't belong. Debris scattered wide, stretching out maybe 200 yards or so. He steps closer and squints. It's metal. Or It looks like it, but it's wrong. He picks up a piece, thin as tinfoil, silver and shimmering. He can bend it and it flexes, but then it snaps back flat, like it has memory. He grabs a rock, smashes it down. Nothing, not even a dent. He pulls out his pocket knife, tries to cut it. No dice. It's light. Way too light for how tough it is. Like it's hollowed out by something he can't wrap his head around. Then he sees the beams. Long, narrow, scattered like broken bones. They're light too. Almost weightless. But he can't snap them either. Can't even scratch them. And there's markings. Faint, etched into the surface, jagged lines and shapes that twist his gut, like hieroglyphics, he said later. But not from any book he's ever seen. He stands there, wind tugging at his hat, staring at the mess. It wasn't tinfoil. It wasn't wood, he'd tell people. It was something else. Something I couldn't figure. Mac's not a dreamer. He's not out here chasing ghost stories, but this rattles him. He gathers up a pile, foil beams, some rubbery bits, and hauls it back to a shed in his beat-up truck. Figures he'll deal with it later. Days pass. July 5th and 6th, it's still in his mind. But by July 7th, he can't shake it. He drives into Roswell, pulls up to the sheriff's office. Sheriff George Wilcox takes one look at the stuff Mac dumps on his desk and frowns. It's weird. Too weird for a small-town lawman. He calls the Roswell Army Airfield home of the 509th Bomb Group. Guys who don't mess around. That's when the wheels start turning. July 8th, the base drops a press release through Lieutenant Walter O., their public info officer. It's short, it's sharp, and it hits like a thunderclap. The intelligence office of the 509th Bombardment Group of Roswell Army Airfield announced at noon today that the field has come into possession of a flying disc. A flying disc. The words are electric. Newspapers snatch it up. The Roswell Daily Record blasting it across the front page. The RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Phones ring off the hook. Locals swarm the streets. Rumors flying faster than the wind. But then, bam, it's over. July 9th, less than a day later, the story flips. General Roger Remy, head honcho from 8th Air Force in Fort Worth, steps in. Nope, he says, just a weather balloon. They stage a photo shoot. Remy and some officers posing with scraps of rubber and foil, all beat up and ordinary, grinning like it's a big joke. The papers print the retraction, the buzz dies down. The official word, nothing to see here. Except, it's not that simple. Because the people who were there, they're not letting go. Major Jesse Marcel's one of them. He's the guy sent to the ranch, the intelligence officer tasked with collecting the debris. He's no rookie. He's smart, steady, knows his job inside out. He gets to Mac's place, sees the spread, hundreds of pieces glistening in the sun. He picks it up, he tests it, just like Mac did. Later, he'd say it wasn't normal, not even close. It wasn't anything from this earth, he'd tell interviewers years down the line. I've handled every material you could think of, and this wasn't it. Foil that crumples then flattens out, beams you can't break, markings that don't make any sense. He's shaken. He even takes him home, shows his son Jesse Jr., who's just 11. The kid remembers it clear as day. It was shiny, tough, nothing like he'd ever seen. Then there's Glenn Dennis, the mortician. He's young, runs Ballard's funeral home, sometimes works with the base. That day, he gets a call. Someone from the airfield asking about small caskets, child-sized ones. How many you got, they ask. Can you seal them tight? He's confused, but he answers. 3 in stock, yes, and they can be sealed. Hours later, he's at the base hospital dropping off paperwork when a nurse he knows, good, reliable friend, grabs him. She's trembling, eyes wide. You will not believe what I saw, she whispers. She pulls him into the side room, shuts the door. Bodies, she says. Small, gray, big heads, black eyes, no hair, no ears. She's sketching them on a napkin, hands shaking so bad the lines wobble. They weren't human, Glenn, she says. They smelled awful, like nothing she's ever smelled, and the doctors were freaking out. Next day, she's gone. Transferred, no trace, never to be seen again. It's like she evaporated. And it wasn't just them. Families near the ranch started talking, quiet at first, then louder. They saw the military roll in, trucks, jeeps, soldiers with rifles. They were everywhere, one woman said, crawling all over the place like ants. Kids would peek through fences, saw men loading crates, tarps flapping in the wind. Some swore they heard shouts, orders to move fast. One boy, barely 10, claimed he saw something under a tarp twitch like it was alive. Parents got visits after that. Forget what you saw, soldiers told them, voices low and hard, where your whole family's gone. The desert's night falls heavy after that. Stars blink down, cold and distant, but the silence feels wrong. It's too thick, it's too still. Something happened out there. Something big. A balloon? Maybe. But the pieces don't fit. And the people who were there, they're not letting it die. Alright, let's break this down. The military's got their story. It's a weather balloon. Simple, clean, no fuss. July 9th, General Remy, he's just grinning in a photo, holding up scraps, acting like it's a big misunderstanding. Move along, they say. Nothing weird here. But the second you poke at it, it all starts to unravel. First off, why the flip-flop? July 8th, they're shouting about a flying disc. Official press release straight from the base. But then July 9th, it's a balloon. Okay, fine. People mess up, wires get crossed. But why the rush to backtrack? Why not stick to, we're looking into it, and figure it out? Instead, they slam the door shut fast and hard. Something doesn't smell right. Years pass, and the story shifts again. In 1994, the Air Force comes out and states what really happened. It was all Project Mogul. A secret deal, high-altitude balloons rigged with microphones to catch the Soviet nuke tests. The Cold War was kicking off, tensions are sky high, so yeah, it tracks they keep that quiet. The debris? Just balloon parts, rubber, fabric, some light metal. Sounds solid. Until you line it up what people really saw. Marcel's talking foil that springs back, beams you can't break, stuff that doesn't burn. Mogul's gear was fancy, sure, but it was still Earth stuff, nothing that wild. And Mac Brazel, he'd seen balloons before. He ranched out there for years. He wouldn't drag all this junk into town over some weather rig. Then, in 1997, they toss out another twist. The alien bodies. They say it's crash test dummies. Mannequins dropped from planes in the 50s to test parachutes. That's why people just saw little figures, they claim. Except, hold on. These tests didn't start till 1953, 6 years after Roswell. You're telling me witnesses in 47 saw dummies that didn't exist yet? And mistook rubber crash dolls for gray-skinned things with no ears? Come on. The timeline's a mess, and it's not the only hole in their story. The witnesses, they're the real snag. Mac Brazel doesn't just shrug and go home. He's taken to the base, held for days, some say a week. When he comes back, he's off. Won't talk, barely looks at his family. His son, Bill, said he'd mutter, "Don't ask me about it. Just don't." Like he'd seen something he couldn't shake. Jesse Marcel gets leaned on too. He's told to keep quiet, play along. But years later, he breaks. Says it wasn't a balloon, wasn't Mogul, wasn't anything he knew. They wanted it gone, he said. But I know what I saw. Now, let's go back to the nurse. You remember Glendennis's nurse, right? She's the ghost in this story. After that hospital run, she's shipped off. Records wiped, no forwarding address. Glenn tries tracking her down. Nothing. He'd tell that story till his last days, swearing she was real, that her fear was real, and the locals, families near the ranch get visits, soldiers knocking late at night, voices cold. You didn't see anything, they're told. You don't want trouble. One rancher's wife said an officer lingered on her porch, staring. You don't know what's out there, he said, then left. The debris itself, it's the kicker. Marcel's description doesn't match Mogul. Foil that bounces back, beams with markings like some alien script, that's not rubber and string. Mac's son, Bill, saw it too, said it was like holding air but tough as steel. Witnesses at the base, cooks, clerks, whispered about crates hauled in under guard, stuff that didn't look human-made. One guy, a mechanic, said he peeked in a hangar and saw sheets of it, shimmering, alive almost. So it was just a balloon. Why the lockdown? Why threaten a whole town into silence? Why does the story keep twisting? Balloon, mogul, dummies. It's like they're throwing darts at a board that doesn't add up. And that's where the conspiracies take root. People don't trust it because it feels like a lie. Like something's squirming under the surface, desperate to stay hidden. The big theory, it's a craft. Not ours. It didn't come from Russia, but something from out there. It crashes, maybe in that storm, maybe shot down, who knows. Bodies spill out. Small, gray, wrong. The military grabs it, they lock it away. Area 51, Wright-Patterson, some black site hole. Why hide it? The answer is panic. 1947 was fragile. War was fresh, people are on edge. Aliens are here, could have snapped us, so they bury it. Scare the witnesses, burn the truth. But it's deeper than that. Some say what dwells beneath isn't just a ship. It's a secret so big it'd change everything. Imagine soldiers standing over wreckage, staring at things they can't name, knowing they've got to keep it quiet. Imagine officers waking up sweating, replaying what they saw. What would you do if you found something that broke the world you thought you knew? Let's zoom in, because this doesn't end with a crash. There's more people who wouldn't let it die, and the evidence that slipped away like smoke. Jesse Marcel's the heart of it. He's not some wide-eyed nut. He's sharp, decorated, the guy you send when you need answers. He's first on the scene, knee-deep in that debris field. He tests everything. He tries bending it, burning it, banging it with tools. Nothing works. It wasn't from here, he'd say years later, voice steady. I've handled every material we've got. Aircraft, bombs, you name it. This was different. It was unearthly, he'd tell people, decades on. Marcel goes public in the 70s. TV, books, spilling it all. The military calls him a liar, but he doesn't budge. Then there's the Remy memo. July 9th, General Remy's posing for the balloon photo, all smiles, holding a note. It's crumpled, blurry, barely legible. Fast forward to the 90s, the UFO buffs get their hands on it, and they blow it up pixel by pixel. Some swear they see victims of the wreck in the text and disc, not balloon. Others say it's weather or Fort Worth, but it's too fuzzy to lock down. The Air Force shrugs, routine orders they claim. But why is a general gripping a memo and a staged photo if it's nothing? Why not just toss it? It's a breadcrumb, taunting us. And the debris, where to go? Marcel says it's loaded onto planes, B-29s maybe, shipped out that week. Witnesses at the base see crates under guard hauled off fast. Rumors swirl. Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. That place is a legend. Hangar 18, stories of UFO junk stashed away. No one's ever dug up a Roswell scrap there, or anywhere for that matter. It's all gone. Mac's original pile, missing. Soldiers swept the ranch clean, every shard, every splinter. One kid said he saw them use a blowtorch, melting what they couldn't carry. The witnesses don't fare much better. They seem to pop up and then fade. A base cook claimed he saw shiny stuff in a hangar, sheets of it moving like liquid. A medic said he overheard dogs talking about specimens, not humans, not animals, but they recant or disappear or just go quiet. Files vanish too. Hospital logs, flight records, all gone. The Roswell Daily Record runs follow-ups. They tried to question everyone they questioned prior. However, the leads dry up. What was worth this? A balloon doesn't need a blackout. A spy project, maybe. But the panic's too raw. The cleanup was too thorough. Something landed out there that spooked them. Soldiers, brass, all the way up. Something they couldn't explain, they couldn't control. Files missing, voices silenced, and the desert zipped tight. It is a lockbox with no key. And that is what keeps us circling back, staring to the sand, wondering what they saw that night. Roswell doesn't just sit there, it explodes. By the late 70s, it's everywhere. In 1978, Charles Berlitz and William Moore dropped the Roswell Incident, a book that rips the lid off. They track down Marcel, Dennis, dozens of locals, weave it into a story you can't put down. It sells like crazy, people eating up every word. TV catches on fast. Unsolved Mysteries airs segments, grainy reenactments with a creepy music in the background pulling you in. Movies lean hard, Independence Day, Close Encounters, all owe Roswell a nod. The town itself flips the script. Roswell, New Mexico goes full UFO. Alien statues on the street corners, a museum with fake saucers, and green men dioramas. They throw a festival every year. Thousands of believers, and yes, myself included, show up, wearing tinfoil hats, swapping stories. You can grab an alien autopsy burger, sip a green milkshake. It's campy, it's over the top, but it's not just a gag. It's a magnet, pulling anyone who's ever looked up and wondered. And that's the real juice. Roswell's a mirror. It shows us our fears and our hopes. Are we alone, or is something watching, waiting? Beneath the tourist traps, the question's alive, it's raw. What happened out there? It's not dead history, it's a pulse. Even now, Twitter lights up with it. People are posting scans of declassified documents, arguing over smudged lines. One guy last month tweeted a photo, lights over Roswell 2024 zigzagging too fast for drones. Another dug up a 47 news clip, swore you could hear panic in the reporter's voice. For me, that's the hook. Not the gift shops or the alien bobbleheads. Something hit that desert. Something shifted the air. And we're still feeling it, still chasing it, still asking, what's under all this noise? So what was it? Let's run the list because these theories are out of this world. First, the big one. Aliens. A spaceship crashes, maybe the storm threw it off, maybe we clipped it with something. Little gray things tremble out, big heads, black eyes, skin like ash. The military swoops in, grabs the wreck, the bodies, everything. They cart it off, Area 51 some say, or deeper, darker holes. Autopsies in locked rooms, tech torn apart to see how it ticks. Why hide it? Well, because 1947 was a bit shaky. Yes, the war's over, but the world is still on edge. Extraterrestrials being real could have sparked riots, chaos. Now the next theory follows in line. Cold War grip. Picture this, 1947, US and Russia eyeballing each other very hard. Maybe it's a Soviet spy rig, some freaky plane or balloon we couldn't admit to finding, or a US test gone wrong. Secret tech too hot to own up to. Project Mogul's close, those nuke-sniffing balloons, but the material doesn't match. Rubber and fabric don't spring back like magic. And the bodies could be human guinea pigs, test pilots we hushed up. Dark, sure, but it tracks. Except the panic's too big. The cleanup is too frantic for a spy flop. Then the skeptics weigh in. Mass hysteria, they say. A balloon crashes, the storm amps it up, people's imagination runs wild. Debris gets exaggerated, foil is just foil and beams are sticks. The bodies, shadows, trick the light. It's tidy. Too tidy. Doesn't explain the threats, the soldiers at the door, Marcel's rock-solid story. A whole town doesn't hallucinate armed men telling them to shut up. So, let's go back. Let's linger on the alien angle for a minute, because it's the one that sticks in your head. Imagine it. A craft slicing through the night, lights flickering, engines, or whatever they have, whining as it loses control. That storm's raging, lightning clawing the sky, and bam, it hits the desert hard. Metal ripping apart and scattering across Mac's ranch like a broken toy. Maybe they're alive at first. Those gray things crawling out, dazed, staring at the stars they fell from. Soldiers find them. Young guys, barely 20, rifles shaking in their hand. They don't know what they're looking at, but they know it's wrong. It's too small, it's too quiet, it's too alien. The brass steps in, barking orders, telling them whatever it is, get it out of there now. Planes roar off into the dark, headed for some bunker where scientists in white coats cut into those things they can't understand. But why no proof? If it's aliens, where's the ship? Where are the bodies? Some say it's locked up tight. Vaults near Nevada or Ohio, or places we don't even have names for. However, some believe they burned it. They melted everything down, they erased it, leaving nothing but ash and lies. Maybe that's why Marcel held so firm. He saw it, he touched it, he knew it was real. And Glenn's nurse, she didn't see the bodies. She just saw the panic in the room, the way the doctor's hand shook, and the way they whispered about containment. Now, flip back to the Cold War idea. Let's paint that picture too. It's not a saucer. It's a Soviet trick, a sleek, weird machine meant to spy on us. It goes down. Maybe we shot it, maybe it just failed. And the US can't let Stalin know we have it. So they grab it, hide it, and tell everyone it's a balloon. The debris? Experimental alloy, stuff we don't have yet. Light, tough, explain Marcel's confusion. The bodies could be Soviet pilots, smaller guys, maybe in some odd suits that spook the nurse into thinking they're alien. Or worse, test subjects. People we sent up ourselves, guinea pigs for some black budget project. The threats make sense then, national security, big stakes. But the lockdown's overkill. Soldiers at the door, families scared, silent? No, that's not just a spy plane. That's something heavier. Skeptics, though, they got a point. Storms mess with your head. Mac was probably out there, tired, jumpy. He sees junk, he builds it up in his mind. Words spread, and suddenly everyone's seeing saucers. Marcel's memory plays tricks. Foil is just foil, beams are just busted wood. And the nurse? Maybe she's stressed, saw corpses from a car wreck, spun into something wild. The military overreacts. Dumb, sure, but it's human. It's clean, it's boring, and it fits. Until you hit the coercion. Soldiers don't threaten kids over balloon. They don't vanish files. They don't make nurses vanish from existence. Hysteria doesn't explain that weight. Now here is where I'm going to take it off the rails. What if it's not from up there, or even here? The desert's ancient, older than towns, older than us. Native stories talk about spirits, things that slip through the cracks. What if something broke loose that night? Not a ship, not a spy toy, but a thing. Something from under reality, caught up in the storm like a fish in a net. The debris, maybe it's not metal, maybe it's not tech, but pieces of something alive, something that doesn't fit our rules. Those bodies, not aliens, not humans, just shadows of whatever dwells beneath, clawing up for air. The military, seeing something they just do not understand, they bury it. Not to hide it from us, but to keep it from getting out. Or let's go darker. What if it is us, but not us? A future thing, a time glitch, our own tech, our own people looping back. The markings, code we haven't written yet. The bodies are us, warped by the years we can't imagine. They hide it because it's a paradox. Proof we're not done yet, proof we're circling something big. Which one grabs you? The alien crash, the lights fading as it falls, or is it the Cold War lie, all smoke and spies? Is it the skeptic's yawn, or something weirder? Whatever it is, it's humming under the sand, and it's waiting. The truth's out there, and maybe it's closer than we think. It's your turn. What's your take? Ever seen lights in the sky, something darting, hovering, gone before you can blink? Maybe shadows moved where it shouldn't, out in the dark. What do you think Roswell's hiding? A ship from the stars, a secret from the shadows, or something we can't even name? If you're listening on Spotify, be sure to stick around after this episode and drop a comment, answer the poll, give us that 5-star rating, and hit that follow button. Apple Podcasts, folks, same deal. Rate us 5 stars, help us spread the word. Do you have a personal encounter, paranormal, true crime, or something that just stuck with you? Join our Discord, Tavern Dwellers. We're currently at 2,400 members strong and growing. In the Discord, you'll find a personal encounter section there. There, you'll find a form. Please fill it out and send it our way. And also, if you would like to make it into an episode, make sure it's 1,000 words or more. Don't worry if it's less, it could end up as short-form content on our social media pages. Or swing by our new website, taverndwellers.com. There's a form waiting for you there. If you want to see more from me, Perzival, I also create gaming content. All that will be linked in the episode description as well. The Roswell Incident is not just some old news clipping. It's a pull we can't shake, a shadow that keeps shifting in the corner of your eye. Thanks for listening, for stepping into the dust and the dark with me. Huge shout out to Neku for producing this beast, and a big thank you to my research assistant Cryptid. Couldn't do it without you two. Until next time, keep your eyes on the sky and your eyes open for what's creeping closer. This is Perzival, signing off from What Dwells Beneath. Whatever's out there, it's listening to. I'll catch you in the shadows.